Good morning, children. In previous class, we had learned the properties of solids, gases, and liquids. In today's class, we will study interconversion of states of matter. Okay, children, what is interconversion of states of matter? Okay, the phenomenon of change of matter from one state to another state and back to original state is called interconversion of matter. Okay, the phenomenon of change of matter from one state to another state and back to original state is called interconversion of matter. Okay, the various states of matter can be interconverted into one another by altering the conditions of temperature and pressure. Okay, interconversion of states of matter can be done by altering the conditions of temperature and pressure. Okay, children, in today's class we will learn how temperature will affect the interconversion of states of matter. Okay, how temperature will affect the interconversion of states of matter. Okay, first one, effect of change of temperature on the interconversion of states of matter. Okay, we will study how temperature change will alter the interconversion of states of matter. Okay, or how it will affect the interconversion of states of matter. Okay, first conversion is interconversion of solid into liquid. Solid into liquid. Okay, the process of conversion of solid into liquid by absorbing the heat energy is called melting or fusion. Okay, here we are converting the solid into liquid, and the process of conversion of solid into liquid by absorbing the heat energy is called melting or fusion. Okay, here solid is converted into liquid. Okay, here energy is absorbed. Okay, to convert this solid into liquid, we have to heat the solid. Here heat energy is provided. Okay, example for this kind of conversion is melting of ice. Melting of ice. Okay, ice melts at 0 degree Celsius. When it melts at 0 degree Celsius, it forms water, liquid water. Okay, so here ice melts to form liquid water. Okay, to give liquid water. This is an example for the interconversion of solid into liquid. Okay, and the process of conversion of solid into liquid by absorbing the heat energy is called melting or fusion. Here for to convert ice into liquid, we have to provide heat energy. Okay, here ice is absorbing the heat. As a result, this ice is converted into liquid water. Okay, usually what happens during the melting process? Okay, actually what happens during the melting process? How ice, that is solid, is converted into liquid water. Okay, how solid is converted into liquid water, we will study now. Okay, we know that in solids, atoms and molecules are compactly arranged. And in solids, atoms and molecules are held by strong attractive force, or in solids there is a strong attractive forces between, there is a strong attractive force between the molecules. Okay, so when this solid is heated, okay, when this solid is heated, the atoms and molecules in the solid will gain energy. Okay, these solids and these atoms and molecules in solid will gain energy. They will gain energy. As a result, atoms will gain energy. As a result, kinetic energy of molecules increases in solid. Okay, when this solid is heated, these atoms inside this solid will gain energy. E stands for energy. When they gains the energy, kinetic energy of these atoms increases. When kinetic energy increases, these atoms and molecules, they moves around and they tries to overcome the force of attraction. It tries to overcome the force of attraction between particles or atoms. As a result, they will freely moves as compared to the solid state. Okay, see here, since in solids atoms are compactly arranged and there is a strong attractive force between the atoms. Okay, when the solid is heated or heat energy is provided, whenever we are heating a substance, okay, whenever we are heating a substance, obviously temperature, okay, temperature, T stands for temperature, temperature of the substance increases. So on heating or on increasing the temperature, okay, the atoms present in the solids, they gains energy. As soon as they gains energy, kinetic energy of these atoms, okay, atoms in the solids increases. When kinetic energy increases, these atoms, okay, they moves around and they tries to overcome the attractive force, okay, the attractive force between the atoms, and they will move somewhat freely as compared to the solids. See here, this is liquid. Okay, so they will move somewhat freely as compared to the solid. Okay, while studying the properties of solids, liquids and gases, we have studied that if we obtained like this kind of arrangement in substances, obviously we can say that we can say the state of that substance is liquid. Okay, so like this, solid is converted into liquid. Okay, here we have to remember that when temperature of a substance increases, obviously kinetic energy, K stands for kinetic, E stands for energy, kinetic energy also increases. Okay, as kinetic energy increases, atoms, they moves around and they overcomes and they tries to overcome the force of attraction between the atoms. When they overcome this force of attraction, they will move freely as compared to the solids. Like this, solid is converted into liquid on heating. Okay, this process of conversion of solid into liquid by providing heat energy or by absorbing the heat energy is called melting, or fusion. Okay, next we will study the conversion of liquid into solid. Okay, the process of conversion of liquid into solid by giving out heat energy at a constant temperature. Temperature is called freezing or solidification. Okay, the conversion of liquid into solid. Here the process of conversion of liquid into solid by giving out heat energy at a constant temperature is called freezing or solidification. Here liquid is converted into solid. Okay, here temperature is decreased, or temperature is decreased means we have to cool the liquid to convert the liquid into solid. So this conversion of liquid into solid by giving out the heat energy at constant temperature is called freezing. Okay, example for the conversion of liquid into solid is freezing of water. See here, this is water. It is in liquid state. When it is freezed at 0 degree Celsius, this liquid water is converted into solid. Okay, this is water, liquid water. When it is freezed at 0 degree Celsius, it is converted into ice. Okay. Now we will study what happens during the freezing process. Actually, okay, in liquids we know that atoms or molecules are somewhat freely arranged as compared to the solids. Okay, liquid, here this in liquid atoms, they are freely arranged as compared to the solids. When temperature is decreased, okay, when temperature is decreased, atoms, we know that since this in liquid, atoms are freely arranged and they are moving around themselves, also they are moving lightly from one place to another place. Okay, slightly. Okay, here because since these water molecules are moving, they have kinetic energy. Okay, atoms loses kinetic energy. Atoms loses kinetic energy when temperature is lowered or decreased. When temperature is decreased, atoms in liquid loses kinetic energy. When they lose the kinetic energy, atoms are attracted to each other, and intermolecular force of attraction increases. Attraction increases. As a result, this solid, okay, atoms in this is liquid. As a result, this liquid is converted into solid. Okay, see here in atoms, okay, in liquid, actually atoms are freely arranged and they are moving, okay, around themselves, and they are also slightly moving from one place to another place since they possess the kinetic energy. When temperature is decreased or temperature is lowered, okay, kinetic energy of these atoms also decreases. Okay, kinetic energy decreases. When their kinetic energy decreases, atoms are attracted to each other and intermolecular force of attraction increases between these atoms. As a result, this liquid is converted into solid. Like this. This is solid. Actually, during this here heat energy is extracted this or this. We can mention this or this. Okay, on decreasing the heat energy, obviously what happens, temperature will decrease. Therefore we say that heat energy is extracted. Heat energy, when heat energy decreases, obviously temperature will decrease. Okay, so see here, melting point of water is 0 degree Celsius and freezing point of water is also 0 degree Celsius. Then what is melting point and what is freezing point? Okay, melting point is the constant temperature. The constant temperature at which a solid changes into liquid by absorbing heat energy is called melting point. Okay, the melting point is the constant temperature at which a solid changes into liquid by absorbing heat energy is called melting point. Okay, next we will study boiling point. Sorry, not boiling, freezing point. The constant temperature at which liquid changes into solid by giving out heat energy is called freezing point. is called freezing point. Already I told that melting point of water is 0 degree Celsius and freezing point of water is 0 degree Celsius. Okay. Freezing point of water is equals to melting point of water. This is equals to 0 degree Celsius. Remember this, very important. Okay, answer it is basic. Okay, children, here we have taken a beaker. Inside this beaker we have placed some ice cubes, and also we have placed one thermometer, laboratory thermometer, and this beaker is heated. Okay, here as we start heating, the temperature of this beaker, okay, this substance increases. As a result of increase in temperature of this substance, we observe rise in the temperature in thermometer. Here on heating, will observe rise in temperature in thermometer up to 0 degree Celsius. Okay, after this we observe no change in temperature in thermometer even if heating is continued. Okay, initially here there are two types of heat. Okay, there are two types of heat. Okay, one is sensible heat, another one is latent heat. Okay, actually initially when we heated, we observed rise in temperature up to 0 degree Celsius. After this temperature, even if we continue heating, we observe no change in temperature. Okay, then where does that heat goes? Okay, we will study where does that heat goes and what kind of heat is responsible for rise in temperature in thermometer, and what kind of heat is responsible for to overcome the intermolecular force of attraction between the molecules of solid. Okay, so see here, there are two types of heat, sensible heat and latent heat. Okay, sensible heat is the heat energy. It is the heat energy that causes rise in temperature of the substance. Okay, it is the heat energy that causes rise in temperature of the substance is called sensible heat. Okay, on heating, the temperature in the thermometer increases. Okay, this heat is the sensible heat. Okay, the heat responsible for rise in temperature from here to here. Okay, this heat is called sensible heat. The heat responsible for rise in temperature in thermometer from here to here, that is 0 degree Celsius. Okay, that heat is called sensible heat. Okay, next we will study latent heat. Okay, the heat energy supplied after 0 degree Celsius is absorbed by the particles of particles of ice to overcome the force of attraction between them to change them from solid to liquid state without showing any change in or any rise in temperature. Okay, since see here the heat energy supplied after 0 degrees Celsius is absorbed by the particles of ice. Okay, whatever heat we will supply after this temperature, okay, that heat energy is absorbed by the particles of the ice to overcome the force of attraction between them, so that when they absorb the heat energy, they will tries to overcome the force of attraction between them. As a result, they will change from solid state to they can change from solid state to liquid state without showing any rise in temperature. Therefore, we will not observe any change in temperature when we continue heating after 0 degree Celsius. Therefore, this latent heat is known as hidden heat, because here this heat energy, okay, on providing this heat energy, there is no rise in temperature. Therefore, it is known as hidden heat. Actually, this word latent is a Greek word. Latent is a Greek word. In Greek, latent means hidden. Okay. Now we will study latent heat of fusion. Latent heat of fusion. The amount of energy that is required to change 1 kg of solid into liquid at atmospheric pressure at its boiling point. At its boiling point is known as the latent heat of fusion. Okay, see here the amount of energy that is required to change 1 kg of solid into liquid at atmospheric pressure, at normal atmospheric pressure, at its boiling point is known as latent heat of fusion. Okay, see here at 0 degree Celsius temperature, okay, after this 0 degree Celsius temperature, we will continue heating. As we continue heating, the heat energy provided is absorbed by the particles of ice and they will try to overcome the force of attraction between them, and they will change from solid state to liquid state. Okay, here, okay, these ice molecules, they are changing from solid state to liquid state at 0 degree Celsius. Okay, 0 degree Celsius is 0 degree Celsius is the melting point of, okay, it is the melting point of ice. Okay, at this temperature only these ice molecules, okay, they are changing from solid state to liquid state. Sorry, here actually it is not boiling, it is melting. It is melting, it is not boiling. Okay, this is what latent heat of fusion. Okay, children, now we will study conversion of liquid into gas. Okay, the process in which a liquid changes into gaseous state by absorbing heat energy at constant temperature is called vaporization. Okay, interconversion of liquid into gas. Okay, here it is the process in which a liquid changes into gaseous state by absorbing the heat energy at constant temperature is called vaporization. Okay, here liquid is converted into gas. Okay, this conversion of liquid into gas at constant temperature by absorbing heat energy is called as vaporization. Example: vaporization of water at 100 degree Celsius. Okay, here liquid water is converted into water vapor, that is gaseous water, at 100 degree Celsius is called as vaporization. Then what happens during the vaporization process? Okay, see here, in liquid, arrangement of atoms and molecules will be like this. They are somewhat freely arranged and there is a some attractive force between the atoms and molecules of the liquid. Okay, when liquid is heated, these molecules in liquid, they will gain heat energy. As a result, kinetic energy of the atoms increases. Okay, kinetic energy of these atoms increases when this liquid is heated. Okay, they will gain heat energy. Atoms of this liquid will gain heat energy. When they gain the heat energy, obviously kinetic energy of the atoms increases. As a result, intermolecular force between atoms decreases. Okay, when kinetic energy of these atoms increases, they will tend to move apart from one another. Okay, they will tend to move apart from one another. As a result, the intermolecular force of attraction between the atoms decreases. As a result, atoms moves apart from one another. Okay, like this. After, when atoms moves apart from one another, the arrangement of the atoms will be like this. Okay, so this is, we have studied the properties of gases, liquids. Okay, if the arrangement of atoms are like this, means it is gaseous state. Okay, like this, liquid is converted into gas. Okay, so here on heating, this liquid absorbs heat energy. Okay, when it absorbs heat energy, kinetic energy of the atoms increases. As a result of this, intermolecular force of attraction between atoms decreases. When the attractive force decreases, okay, the atoms moves, they tends to move apart from one another. As a result, liquid is converted into gas. Okay, now we will study conversion of gas into liquid. It is reverse process of the vaporization. Okay, the process in which a gas changes into liquid, by giving out heat energy at constant temperature. Is called condensation or liquefaction. Okay, the process in which gas changes into liquid by giving out the heat energy at constant temperature is called condensation or Liquefaction. Here gases are converted into liquids by decreasing the or by giving out the heat energy. Okay, so here gas is converted into liquid. Okay, this process, conversion of gas into liquid, is known as condensation or liquefaction. Example, condensation of water. Okay, so here this is water vapor. On cooling, this water vapors are condensed into liquid water. Okay, now we will study what happens during the condensation process. Okay, what happens during condensation process? Okay, see here, in gaseous state, atoms and molecules are arranged like this. They are arranged freely. Okay, when they are cooled or when heat energy is extracted, when heat energy is extracted, atoms of gas, okay, when heat energy is extracted or when gases are cooled. Okay, kinetic energy of atoms decreases. As a result, when kinetic energy decreases, these atoms tends to move close. They tends to move close. As a result, intermolecular force of attraction between atoms increases. Okay, as a result, here liquid is converted into, gas is converted into liquid. See here, actually these gaseous particles are having the kinetic energy. Okay, on cooling or on removing the heat energy or extracting the heat energy, these atoms will lose kinetic energy. Okay, their kinetic energy decreases. Okay, as a result of decrease in kinetic energy, they will start to move close. Okay, they will start to move close. When they loses the energy, they will not move randomly in all directions. Instead of moving, they will start collecting at one side. Okay, as atoms tends to move close, the intermolecular force of attraction between atoms increases. When they starts moving close, okay, the intermolecular force of attraction increases between these atoms. As a result, these gases are converted into liquid. Okay, we will study what is latent heat of vaporization. Okay, in already we know that latent heat of fusion, it is the amount of energy that is required to change 1 kg of solid into liquid at atmospheric pressure at its melting point is known as latent heat of fusion. Okay, now we will study the latent heat of vaporization. Again, it is the amount of heat which is required to convert 1 kg of liquid at its boiling point. 1 kg of liquid into vapor without any change in temperature. Temperature is called latent heat of vaporization. Okay, see here, the amount of heat which is required to convert 1 kg of liquid at its boiling point to vapor without any change in temperature is called the latent heat of vaporization. See here, this is liquid water and its quantity is 1 kg. Here 1 kg of liquid water is converted into water vapor at 100 degree Celsius. Okay, at its boiling point. Here they have mentioned at its boiling point. We know that boiling point of the water is the 100 degree Celsius. Okay, after this temperature, after 100 degrees temperature, whatever the heat energy we are providing is utilized by these water molecules of the liquid to convert into vapor state. Okay, this is the latent heat of vaporization, and latent heat of vaporization of water is 22.5 into 10 raised to 5 joules per kg. Okay, this is calculated value. We will learn calculation of latent heat of vaporization of water in higher classes. Also, this latent heat of fusion of water, is 3.34 into 10 raised to 5 joules per kg. Okay, this is also already calculated. We will learn this calculation in higher class. Okay, now we will study direct conversion of solid into gas without changing into liquid. Okay, the changing of the changing of solid directly into vapor, on heating and of vapors directly into solid on cooling is known as sublimation. Okay, see here, changing of solid directly into vapor on heating and of vapors into solid on cooling is known as sublimation. Okay, the process of changing of solid directly into vapor on heating and of vapors directly into solid on cooling is known as sublimation. Okay, the solid which undergoes sublimation is called sublime. Okay, see here, this is solid on heating. This solid changes directly into vapor. Okay, this solid is the undergoing sublimation, therefore this solid is known as sublime. Okay, the solid formed or obtained by cooling the vapors of solid is called sublimate. Okay, see here we will convert vapors directly into solid on cooling. So see here, vapor is directly converted into solid on cooling. Here this solid is obtained by cooling the vapors of the solid. Okay, therefore this solid is known as sublimate. This solid is known as sublimate. Okay, see the differences between sublime and sublimate. Sublime is the solid which undergoes sublimation on heating is called sublime. Okay, this is the solid which is directly converted into vapor on heating, therefore it is the sublime. It is known as sublime, and the sublimate is the one or the solid obtained by cooling the vapors of the solid. Okay, these vapors are obtained by the direct conversion of solid into vapors. On cooling these vapors, we will get again a solid. Okay, this solid which is obtained by cooling the vapors of the solid is known as sublimate. Okay, now we will see examples for sublimation. Examples for the substances which undergo sublimation. Ammonium chloride. iodine, camphor. Solid carbon dioxide, naphthalene. Naphthalene, it is nothing but mothballs. Okay, this naphthalene is kept between in cloths, okay, to avoid the moths, and anthracene, etc. Okay, we will perform one activity. See here, this is china dish. Inside this china dish, we will place ammonium chloride. Okay, molecular chemical formula of ammonium chloride is NH4Cl. Okay, this in this chain we have, in this china dish, we have placed ammonium chloride, and above this we are placing the conical flask in inverted position. This is conical flask. Okay, here this, okay, here it is open, so we will close this with the help of cotton. Okay, now we will heat this china dish. Okay, so as we start heating this ammonium chloride, okay, this ammonium chloride is directly converted into vapors. Okay, this solid ammonium chloride, this ammonium chloride is solid. When we start heating, this solid ammonium chlorides will directly converted into gaseous ammonium chloride. Gaseous ammonium chloride. Since here this hole is closed, here there is no, here it is closed. Since these vapors can't move out of this conical flask, as a result they will condense. Then they will condense and they will fall. They will fall into, or they are converted into solid, and they will deposit on the surface of this conical flask. Okay, initially on heating, this solid ammonium chloride is converted into vapors. Since this is closed, okay, here there is no place to go out of this conical flask. As a result, these ammonium vapors are directly converted into solid ammonium vapors, and they will start depositing on the sides of this conical flask. Okay, these are ammonium chloride, okay, solid. Okay, from this activity, in this activity we observed the sublimation of ammonium chloride. On heating, this ammonium chloride is converted into gaseous ammonium chloride. On further, okay, on cooling, this gaseous ammonium chloride is converted into liquid ammonium chloride, solid ammonium chloride. Okay, on heating, this solid ammonium chloride, on heating, this solid ammonium chloride is converted into gaseous ammonium chloride. Okay. On cooling, this gaseous ammonium chloride is converted into solid ammonium chloride. Okay. We know that carbon dioxide, solid carbon dioxide. Okay. Actually, this solid carbon dioxide is stored under high pressure. Stored under high pressure because this solid carbon dioxide is directly converted from solid to vapor state. Therefore, it is stored under high pressure. Otherwise, it will directly convert from solid to vapor without undergoing liquid state. Okay. Therefore, it is stored under high pressure. Okay. So far, we have studied the effect of temperature on conversion of effect of temperature on conversion of the interconversion of the states of matter. Okay, children, in next class we will study the effect of pressure on the interconversion of states of matter.